Okay, so the next use case we're going to look at is around problem solving. And this is a continuation from some of the information that we found from our previous Flash 5 and Flash 30 meetings, and the way we've cascaded information down to yet another team to help solve the problem of the scratches that we're having on this particular piece of production material. So again, you'll see a familiar interface, but a different adaptation again to a different team, different context, and different purpose. In this case, trying to find some root cause analysis behind what might be causing this particular production problem. So if we look at our action log, this is where we'd start. Here's the problem that we're working on with the problem solving team. So that's now moving into what we're going to work on straight away. So one of the methods that we use, and this is part of the, how we talk about lean being built into 3DLean and being part of the DNA, is some of the mechanisms that we can use as part of the principles to determine root cause analysis. This Ishikawa diagram or herringbone diagram is a good example of that. But there are many different types of tools and mechanisms we can use to provide the backdrop for problem solving or whatever it is we're trying to accomplish. So those are many that are built in, and if there are others which we do not have a part of built in, you can include them and make them your own template and use them as part of your own problem solving process or meeting facilitation process, whatever you like. The Ishikawa diagram focuses on potential root causes of problems potentially related to manpower, machine, environment, material, and method. You can see here we've already gone through some analysis as part of the teamwork to look at manpower. Is it part of lack of training? Is it part of the machine? Is it part of the environment, dust in the machine? Well, we've created action items based upon this problem solving to try and alleviate some of those. Problem of the raw material, we've checked all of that. So when it comes down to the problem, and remember here's our sticky note here with the context, the image behind it, so we can see what's happening. One of the things we might do is look out to our communities or peer experts to find out, what might be the reason. And perhaps one of those might be that the robot configuration is wrong. So we can move from here seamlessly to a view of the particular workstation that's responsible for manufacturing and transporting the Blisk. And if we take a look, perhaps in the communities, what we've found is that in some cases they've seen that the path of the robot arm might make a difference in how the material is handled. And so in our particular case, we've been used to setting up the robot arm where it's taking more of a horizontal across and then down path. And that might have an impact in the way it scratches or touches the material as it's coming off the end of this conveyor. So perhaps what might be better is if we had, let me do this in a different color, if we took a configuration change and made it so that the robot arm came down and then across as part of the new path that might change that. So this is something that we might want to put into action. So we would create an action around this to, let's say, change the path of the robot at workstation. Okay, so we can create that. Again, what we'll do is we'll take a picture of what we're talking about here so we can have it in context, and we can create that and then again assign it to an engineer as part of the team to see if we can get that done. So again, it goes back to how we can interact dynamically and visually with information that might help us understand what might be part of the root cause of our problem, how we can explain how to make changes and assign actions to try and potentially solve that. So in terms of our action log, we can set that as something we're going to do today. Again, let me clean that up so I don't do it very nicely. And that would become part of the action items for today, and the assignment would be handled appropriately by the appropriate person.